Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces NFL show. We're joined by Aaron Sipos, just Australian royalty when it comes to the NFL. And your team is flying, Sip. The Super Bowl rematch, I just saw walking into the studio, the highest rated, I guess, game of all time.
Yeah.
33 million or something.
Yeah. Highly anticipated for very good reason, I guess. Everyone wanted to see how they respond.
Over there. You're happy with the way the boys... It was a pretty boring game,
It wasn't very entertaining, I think, in the end. Jalen threw for just over 100 yards. But hey, as he said to Chris Jones, won the bowl game, man, so let's move on.
They were chirping, weren't they?
Chirping. And he got 100 yards. Don't matter, man. We win the game. I love it.
I was on Jonesy's side. Your man. You know what? I'll start
You're
with
all about offense.
I'll start with the band list because we have our primetime specials. Amari and Hampton, I don't know whether it's him or the O-line, but you're sacked. We're not going to go near you until we see more. They're a very well coached team, and their defense we'll talk about later. But we're all about offense when we're talking about our, same gamers and also fantasy. And they just cannot establish the run. We'll get to that later. Yep. But the ban list, I put him in, and you put the wide receiver who is a Rolls Royce. He's actually got all the target share, but he hasn't done a thing. You can talk about him. Who is it?
Well, it's my man AJ Brown.
What is going on?
I'm not too sure. It's very, very interesting right now. They're obviously been able to find ways to win, but maybe he needs to get the book back. Maybe the book needs to come back into play. That's
what's it called? Something
I'm not sure.
Or something.
Maybe bring it back. Mate, I don't know. I thought maybe it's like 5 targets, 27 yards first half. I thought maybe there'd be a few more things, and non-existent after half time. So, interesting. Hopefully it bounce back.
I had to look on the weekend. Have a look at this. Have a look at this, King. 14 from 16 on the tips. Houston let me down. That was more so Baker, just how he got out of that fourth and whatever.
Jeez.
And Washington, I will never tip against Green Bay, but I had to tip Washington with my...
Fair enough.
They're going to win the NFC.
With what you're trying to do and achieve, yes, that makes sense.
Total sense. It makes sense. We'll get to QB injuries. But I said that. I was with my old man watching. Okay, Daniels doesn't look quick.
Right.
What's going on here? He couldn't get out. And that's why I thought he'd be able to use his legs.
Yep.
One of our specials was 60 yards.
I was very happy for him to rush.
He couldn't. I don't know. I'd love to see his top speed. It just didn't look like he could sprint.
Yep.
So the knee obviously must have been hurting.
Yep.
I want to talk about our tipping sip. Our leaders, I think week 1 we had some people that went nearly all the way.
Yeah.
But Jesse Foster and Archie Dolence, you are leading with 29 tips.
That's a good start.
Mate,
well done. That's
start.
A very good start.
I tipped 14 this week, but struggled week 1. Went with all my, my gut, but there was a few upsets. So that is an enormous effort. So shout out to you guys. You're in the lead, and I don't know whether this is your missus or if it's you, Rach Sip, sitting in 4th.
That is my missus.
She's one off the lead. She knows more about the game than you.
Yeah. She's heavily involved right now. Funny little side note. I was out last night at football training, and my lovely wife messages me and goes, "What were the 3 best games over the weekend that I can watch for highlights?" And I was like, "What are you doing?
That's unbelievable.
What are you doing?"
No,
I gave her the 3 games to look at, and she was all over it. Watched 2 of them. She was happy days. Unbelievable.
We should start getting some.
She's in 4th right now, so I might have to stop actually just giving her any tips at all to get your shit together.
We were pretty stiff with our best bets. We might need to get her
on. Might need to get her on board. I tell you what.
Just on the best bets, I'll just reflect on mine. The first one, tick. And then I had CD Lamb for a touchdown and Nico Collins for 80 yards. I got them the wrong way around.
Yes.
Nico had 59 and a tud. He got that on the first drive. So I was thinking it was a big day.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that O-line in a second. And then CD Lamb was like, they just kept running. They just kept rushing the tutties when they got to the red zone, which was disappointing. Pickens got one late, but he had 111 yards. That game was box office. Your boys going down, the Giants. Talk to me about yours. DK Metcalf was a great shout at $3.
DK Metcalf revenge game a little bit. So I had him for anytime tutty, which was good. I had McCaffrey for anytime touchdown as well. I thought that he should be able to get in the end zone against the Saints, but obviously my man AJ Brown let me down. I was very hopeful at halftime. I thought maybe he'd be able to get another 38 yards and we'd be happy days, and not to be. So just fell short, unfortunately.
Don't think it's his fault. I reckon it's the game plan.
There's a little bit going on with the offense right now, so hopefully they can start to figure it out pretty soon.
Righto. Well, it's time to do some NFL news quickly. The biggest news stories for mine is the quarterbacks. They're dropping like flies, Sip.
Yes.
I've got a graphic here that I actually saw on ESPN yesterday while I was watching some primetime football. And here it is. It's got notable quarterback injuries this season. Joe Burrow, turf toe. He's out for 3 months. That's a disaster. Jaden Daniels, knee sprain. Got to monitor that. I don't know if he'll miss. They say he might. Justin Fields in concussion protocol, 7 to 8 days. So maybe, maybe not. Brock Purdy, shoulder and toe. Looks like 5 weeks from memory. And JJ McCarthy with the ankle. Thank God he was injured, because if it wasn't injured, it was the worst performance I think you can see off the back of what we just saw the week prior. And there's probably a few others. The other players, my running back in my team, Aaron Jones, hamstring, he's on IR. So that means 4+. Khalil Mack, edge, broke his arm, it looks like yesterday.
Bad.
Jalen Johnson, cornerback of the Bears. This is really important. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. The fact that he's out for an extended period of time, maybe the season, who knows? That's danger signs for the Bears. They are 0-2. They are struggling on offense, and now their best player on defense almost is gone. Yep. That's a disaster. And another edge in Kyle Van Noy at the Ravens, which hurts. But we know that offense can kind of catch up for that. So they're the injuries. The other news is, do you see Winston? Question for you, Jameis, our man. Do you see him potentially getting traded to one of these clubs that now might need a quarterback?
Yeah. Well, especially now in particular with Cincinnati, and they're 2-0, like better start than what they've had in previous years. And you're like, well, let's just maybe see how it goes. But I think they have to consider it. And the other one for me is obviously more expensive, but the other one that maybe a little bit is Kirk Cousins. I don't know, like where you go with that. And
what about the guy I'm wearing? Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, maybe, bit out of the game a little bit. So you're like, not too sure. He's not anywhere right now. Just
on the street.
On the streets, throwing balls probably in Nashville somewhere. So
he'd be a good backup.
But he'd be good too. But I definitely think they would have to consider it for sure. A trading option to have someone that slings it around. You know what Jameis is going to do? He's going to find that boy Jamar every time. He's going to be trying to throw dimes like there's no tomorrow. And Kurt knows how to throw the deep ball still as well. So I think they do need to consider it. But ultimately, their O-line needs to sort their shit out, because it's going to cost them games of footy in the end.
Well, I saw another graphic with Luck and Burrows, and I didn't know Luck only played 6 seasons.
Only 7. It's amazing.
It was? 7, mate.
It's amazing.
But
and he was an absolute star. But they broke him. That O-line broke him. Unbelievable.
It is fascinating that Cincinnati haven't put an O-line in front of Joe. The amount of time he's missed from injury, you could blame the O-line for you'd say the O-line would be half the problem. Not you know what I mean? Like if he gets more time in the pocket. None of these things happen. He's not sprinting.
It's all impact injuries and stuff from him trying to get away, because the O-line hasn't been able to kind of get the job done.
It's going to be fascinating. Yep. All right, let's go to our notes quickly. We've got plenty of notes that we write down. This is a new theme for anyone out there. We're writing notes down as we watch games, and just one-liners, sometimes messy, sometimes raw. Sip, fly through all yours.
Well, we've already mentioned the ones. I just thought Cincy may be in a little bit of trouble. Go get Kirk Cousins. Giants and the penalties. It cost them the game. I don't know about the Bears. Cam Water is good at football. Give it time. He is good at football. Myles Garrett, my gosh, amazing. The Detroit offense, that is what I like to see. Love it. The Colts have got something cooking. Broncos not handling the pressure at the moment. Injuries galore, as we've already mentioned. Give me more Monday night doubleheaders. I am all for it. Absolutely love it. And we could see Najee Harris a little bit more after what we saw on Monday night.
Very good. I actually wrote Cam Ward is going to be a superstar. James Hudson loves a flag. What about this? That's our man that plays on the O-line for the Giants. What about the slap move? Go check out Bussin' with the Boys' little clip they put up and go, what's this move? We need to start clipping that stuff up. Just on the Giants, I wrote down Russ and Neighbours are great to watch. Cleveland have a great defense. Joe Burrow down. Don't worry about that. Scatterboot is the real deal. Again, a lot of Giant stuff here. They impressed me a lot. They're going to be entertaining to watch. Back-to-back special teams, Tuds, Miami and Giants just didn't want it. What about that? The Patriots and Miami. Back-to-back special team Tuds. I don't think I'd seen that for a long time.
Crazy.
I wrote Lamar is playing at such a high level.
Yep.
3 catches and 3 tuds. Who is this guy? We've got a young wide receiver at the Ravens. I didn't even know much about. The other one was like Mahomes is sneaky quick. Like when he uses his legs, he could be a good prop most weeks. These quarterbacks getting away from everyone with not much to throw.
He's got the most rushing yards for him right now.
Jets, wow, that was bad. Seattle, clinical. AJ Brown must frustrate fantasy league owners. Joe done for 3 months, maybe get an O-line. We just spoke about that. JJ McCarthy needs to start faster. He's on the sidelines. Chicago fans must really struggle mentally. And Hunter Renfrow was on fire. So there's a couple of notes there.
I like it, Tommy. That's great.
All right, let's get to the Sizzle and Fizzle segment with Sip. He's going to talk about who's sizzling and who's fizzling before we get to the 2-minute drill, and then we preview week 3. It's another blockbuster. Sip, talk to us. Who is the sizzler?
It has to be the Colts right now, doesn't it? They are unbelievable right now. No turnovers, haven't punted the footy. Jonathan Taylor is on an absolute tear. Daniel Jones is playing unbelievable football right now, and going up against a very, very strong Broncos team, particularly on the defense, and being able to put up 29 points against them and do what they did. Incredible effort. 2-0. Everybody was questioning whether Jones would be the guy, we're going to start him. Everybody uproaring. And honestly, they've been unbelievable so far. So they're the team that I think is absolutely cooking right now and exciting to watch. It's been great.
It's amazing what you do when you got better coaching and a good O-line.
And I agree with that. I said that I like Shane Strike, and I think he's got a great offensive mind, and he's putting his guys in the right position to be able to execute, and it's exciting to see. Excellent.
I love that. I also love. There's obviously some sad news with the ownership at the Colts.
Yes,
and his daughters are now running the show.
And excellent.
She's doing an amazing job. She's got the earpiece in. She's holding people accountable. She's got the notepad out. She's taking, I love the fact that she's involved that way. Probably more silent, but it's holding people accountable, and she's seeing who makes impact, and it's clearly working.
Yes, absolutely.
Colts are flying. It looks like they're going well. So again, sneaky good defense, but that offense has gone to a new level.
The offense has gone great. And proof's in the pudding here. Like, Jones has thrown for 588 yards so far in the 2 games, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, 43 carries, 236 yards. And the rookie in Tyler Warren, the tight end, which you can thank me later, 11 recs, 155 yards. Like, they've just got something going really well, and it's good to watch.
You were all over him in the pre-season show. Your little gem there. He is on fire, the tight end of the Colts. Righto. Who's fizzling?
For me, it's the Bears. I think that we expected so much from them, and they just haven't delivered right now. So last week they played the Lions, and the first week they played Minnesota. Yep, they've both got decent defenses, but I just expected more. Their offense just has not been able to get going. I thought maybe their running game would pick up, and it just hasn't been the case. And honestly, they've loaded up on defense, and they got 52 dropped on them on the weekend, and they allow a rookie quarterback in the first week to come back in the second half and dominate them essentially. I think it's really, really disappointing. And I know it's a new scheme for them. I know Ben Johnson, I'm sure, will figure it out eventually. But when you've got a lead in week 1 at home and everything looks like it's on pace, it's on time, everything looks like it's going according to plan, and you give up, after halftime, and then you get blown out in the second week. They're the team for me right now that I expected a little more and haven't delivered.
I got a quote. You're not going to punt too much here. Caleb Williams to Torrey Taylor, our man. Torrey Taylor has punted 92 times, the most in the NFL. That is just crazy since Caleb Williams' text.
No wonder they took him in the 4th round, because they were going to be used a fair bit.
He also needs to lift. I don't want to be too hard on the second year, but I told you, he pegs that ball harder than anyone. Yep. I actually saw, there's a couple of guys I follow on Instagram. You send a lot of clips. People are cutting up this film. It's amazing to see. And he's not settled, is he? He's a bit jumpy in the pocket.
It's like a thing, and the arms a little bit lower if you're going to get technical. And he's trying to, there's a lot going on right now that he needs to be able to kind of calm himself down, because he's got the players around him. It's all about what he can do.
Once he does, I think he will.
Yeah.
His coach is very good, but blokes like DJ Moore, who I'm still big on, Roma Dunze is flying, but he's getting everything.
Yep.
But I just thought they'd be able to get, DJ Moore involved a little bit more. And if you think about all these passes he's missed, I think you're spot on. You could have picked a few clubs that are, I guess, fizzling away, but I like that you put it on the Bears and the Colts to start. All right. Are you ready for the 2-minute drill?
Let's hit it.
Big shout out to everyone that listens to this podcast, watches this podcast. We love when you write in on any platform. And when you get involved, we then add your questions in the 2-minute drill. And this is where we pepper, Sip. Right, here we go. This will be the last segment before the preview. You ready, Sip?
Yeah, let's go.
Bill Ward, Browning won't be an issue for Chase fantasy stock, ?
No, I think it'll be fine. Yep.
Hugh Menzies, Danny Dimes will be benched by the end of the season.
No.
That's a bizarre take, Hugh. But we like them, but that is bizarre.
I don't think so. Yep.
Nicky Moz, Texans would win the AFC South if CJ Stroud wasn't arse.
I'll tell you what, he's not playing good ball right now, and they could have been close as well. Don't get me wrong with him, but I agree. I think, they're struggling right now, particularly in the offense, and he needs to lift.
O-line as well, though.
Yeah, I agree. I still believe you can only be as good as your O-line at times on the quarterback position, but he needs to find a way to go out and execute.
Caleb Kuzmic, does Kirk Cousins get a trade call?
I think he can. Yeah, I know there's a fair bit of cash on his head right now, but I think he can. Yep.
Where's he go?
I like Cincinnati. I think they got weapons around him. Knows how to throw a ball. I love it.
He's pretty good though, isn't he?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's going to be the guy that can be consistent enough. If you want to get to where you go, particularly in that division, I think you're going to need to really look at the quarterback position.
I think Browning's performance on the weekend was very good.
3 interceptions though. Let's not be the Jags lost that game rather than I think Cincinnati winning that game.
Good take. Big man Jake 2000. Put Fields, Jones, Mariota on the Eagles instead of Hurts, and results would be the same.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, don't know about that. And I'm honestly not just putting my Philly head on that or whatever. I just think that he manages things very, very well on that line, and they're able to go and execute. He's a man that just wants to be the team guy and get the job in any way, shape, or form. So I'll probably go against that.
I agree with you, Sip. I think his leadership in the locker room is undervalued. But big man Jake loved that take.
Yep.
Smitty, 101, New Orleans are arse. That's all. Jeez, there's a bit of arse play in here. I thought they've been all right.
I'm happy to take your take on that. But I think they've been in 2 games. Yeah, they've played at home and whatever. But I think they've been competitive. They had a chance on the drive again to win that game.
Speaking of arse, we've got another one. Scotty Price, Zach Taylor to get the arse before Mike McDaniel.
They're 2-0. I wouldn't go that far just yet. And again, he's got another excuse with his quarterback not being there.
Yeah, 2-0's all right, isn't it? He's won the first 2 games. Jack Zap 15. Ben Johnson regrets choosing the Bears.
Oh no, he'll be okay. They'll sort it out. Tough start, but they'll sort it out.
Callum Gang, Spencer Rattler is better than Caleb Williams.
Oh, geez, it's questionable, but I'm not going to say no.
Dylan Robinson, Sip is right. Bo Nix can't be trusted. The Bo Nix has come back in. He might be on the money, King. He's been very average to start.
He has had a tough start. Maybe early second-year Blues will be interesting to see, but not the start that they probably would have been expecting.
Mosh Potatoes, Bengals should go and get Jameis Winston. We already spoke about that. Like that take. Jake Andrews, Tommy's take on Danny Dimes setting at the Colts is looking very nicely.
Yep, very good. I agree.
Thanks, Jake. I'm big on the Colts. So the top 2 was in me. And by the way, some of the future bets we put up, they have come down crashing. The odds. So I hope anyone that got on the PointsBet app, got on it early.
Yeah.
Benny Oz, if JJ McCarthy continues to look like dog water, how long until Jedders wants out of there?
That's a very good question. He needs a guy that's going to be able to give him the ball. So, I'm not sure. Give it a year.
Carson Wentz starts this week.
Well, yeah, I know. And he's going to throw some dimes. Just might be to the other team. But we'll wait and see for that one.
I saw a stat. I think he's the first player to start with 6 different teams in 6 years.
Yeah, incredible.
Carson.
Incredible.
Well, all right. Well, let's get into the week 3 preview, Sip. Plenty of games, but it all starts with a team that I'm wearing for this podcast, Miami. They're going to have to go to Buffalo prime time. Last time they did that from memory, they get spanked, but the weather was a little bit colder. This won't be as cold, so they might be able to rock up. They threw it away again. The Patriots got the better of them in the end. This looks ugly for Miami. Like
this has got ugly written all over it, Tommy. Let's just put it out there right now that this has got the definition of ugly.
Tua even come out today and said, I can't do half the things Josh Allen. Like, why would he say? I feel like you shouldn't be saying that. Yeah. I think their coach says some ridiculous things in the media. They're
broken. The Miami Dolphins are broken. I'm already going to put it out there after week 2 that loss on the weekend to the Patriots. when
They
you're at
needed to win
home.
that.
They needed to win that game. And at crucial times, again, they couldn't come up big. They're in all sorts right now. And the Bills should, again, make a statement. And particularly playing at home, they are unable to stop anything right now. They've had 33 points against them 2 weeks in a row, and you come up against a team that is on absolute fire on the offensive side of the ball. And I think Josh Allen and James Cook will have a field day.
What about this little market I've created? Tell me if you like it. It's called the Deep Ball. I've put it on the Oz American Aces Hub. It's Tyreek Hill or Joshy Palmer to get a 40-yard reception and a touchdown combined. So one of them has
to get the 40-yarder, which I think is well and truly gettable. There's no doubt in my mind. So I like it.
$6 you get. Yeah, the reason is Miami's secondary is pox.
They're putrid.
Last week, Booty got it, right? And I thought Booty would be the one, but you just don't know yet so early in the season.
Yep, agreed.
But anyone that wants a deep ball, Coleman, they're all there. I've also cooked up another one sip with the traders, and we've got our specials all coming. So everyone out there, just check the socials out. But here's a couple other ones that I've got. Palmer and Coleman to combine for 125 and 2 tuds, $21.
Oh, geez. Jump on.
I mean, that's a couple deep balls and their secondary's non-existent.
Yep. I agree. They're giving up 237 yards right now in the air. So based off that,
how good is
get
that?
after it.
I think so. Anyone out there, this is probably one of my, I think it's a $21 play, but Joshy Palmer and Keon Coleman to combine for 125 yards and 2 tuds combined, I think it's a huge go. The touchdowns is always the hardest one, but this secondary, and you know what I love about Miami? Their run D's pretty solid.
Yeah,
normally.
their run D normally has been pretty solid. They've struggled a little bit in these first couple of weeks, but normally they are pretty stout there. But it's going to be tough. I think the Bills should be in cruise control here and should be able to cover pretty easily.
Spot on, Sip. This has got the Bills just humming. By the way, I just want to give a big shout out to the guy behind me who signed the Oz American Aces jersey. Roquan Smith, our man.
How about that?
He got his first tud on defense at the Ravens.
He was humming too. There was nobody stopping him. It was a freight train.
He said he reminded him when he was the running back in the day. And he gave the ball to his crew. Like his family and friends were in the box.
That's awesome. Not many turns did you get to do that on defense, and that's a pretty special moment.
At the home opener. So big Rose, shout out to you, mate. We love you, and I love seeing the Ravens just dominate. They were special. They were clinical.
Well,
like
they were unbelievable the week before too. They were just a bit stiff and couldn't quite. They're rolling right now, so it's good.
All right, next game.
There we go.
Atlanta at Carolina. What do you got for me here?
Atlanta at Carolina. Well, I'll tell you what, they were very impressive last week. The old Atlanta Falcons. They really, obviously probably should have won week 1. In all honesty, and I think they're gonna be able to get the job done here. I think Carolina are nowhere right now, and it's been tough to watch. Bryce Young's been scrambling big time. The pocket is just caving in on him very, very quickly, scrambling around. The starting slow. The run game hasn't quite got going. You spent the cash on the O-line to hope that they're going to fix that, and right now hasn't been the case. And Atlanta's defense is humming at the moment, playing some really good ball, and it'd be nice if we could get Kyle Pitts a little bit more involved. Penix Jr. didn't have to do a whole lot. Bajan's been absolutely outstanding, and I expect that just to continue. I really like the way that Bajan's running the ball, and I think he's going to be hard to stop.
He is looking amazing, Bajan. It's great to see. McMillan's been a highlight on offense, though. The wide receiver there for the Panthers has been really impressive. By the way, we had some feedback from people about reading out the players and their teams they play for and their positions because a lot of people out there are just learning the game. So I appreciate that.
Great.
Appreciate that feedback. I should get it up, Sip, because it was really good. But yeah, I just think that we're going to continue that, and we really love that people write in what they think and what they want on this show.
But you're right. McMillan's been on fire. 11 receptions, 168 yards. That's pretty good going for a first year. It's just, Bryce Young obviously needs to protect the ball a little bit more. 4 touchdowns or 3 interceptions. So it's, that's obviously quite high right now for early part of the season. So being able for him to be able to look after the ball a bit more is going to be important. But it's the Falcons for me, relatively comfortably. And if they're not going to be last time I remember these two played, Bajan and Algier had an absolute field day running the ball, and I don't think that changes.
Well said. And that was Cody Duncan. So shout out to you, Cody, for the feedback. Yeah, mate, this is pretty simple for me. I'd just love to see Jabba Hubbard get going. He's in my futures. He has been going all right. He's had the 2 tuds, but he's kind of catching the ball because they can't run the ball and they're playing from behind. Let's just move on from that one. It's not a great game. Let's get to a game that's going to be stacked with defense. Packers at the Browns. This is an easy one for me. You got Green Bay at $1.24. Green Bay, I've never been more impressed and been probably, when last year I was like with the Jets, I'm like, it's going to turn. Well, it never really did. And this is like, okay, I've jumped straight on right now. Week 3, I probably should have done it week 1, but you got to wait. Week 3, I know Philly's going all right, but that defense, what I've seen from Detroit, how they stopped Detroit and then Detroit put 50-odd up on Chicago, that tells me that this defense is legit and the offense is clinical. So I can't see anyone playing at a higher level in the NFC than Green Bay. And last week I did say to you, the winner of that will be the number 1 seed. I think Philly's the 2 now. Washington disappointing at the moment, but they'll lift. The Packers, lock it in. It's a lock of the week. There's no way knowing the Browns can win this one. Tell me otherwise.
Oh no, I think you're spot on. You mentioned it already with what they did to Detroit in week 1, but and the other thing is that they did the same thing to Washington, and arguably Washington and Detroit are very, very similar on the offensive side of the ball with their weapons, and both teams were unable to get anything going, which is incredible. And what's even scarier is that Micah Parsons is only playing 50% snap time right now. That's freaking scary to think about, to be honest. Like, he's out there for half of their snaps on defense.
Yeah.
Like, mind-blowing. And he's only going to get more reps. And obviously, we know he's maybe, dealing with a couple of things there, like lower back issues and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, when you got him going at 50%, that's a scary thing to be able to process, and they're on fire right now. And I'm going to look on the other side, and I don't know how long Joe Flacco is going to last.
Oh.
I'm just going to put it out there and look straight down the barrel now, is that I think he will be getting the chop very, very soon. You're going to see a young guy in Gabriel who will be able to take over and get the reps, because right now, 489 yards, which doesn't sound too bad, but 2 TDs and 3 interceptions, it's not quite there. So I think that might be changing very, very soon.
Hey, I picked up Judkins in our fantasy draft, just sitting 2-0, just quietly sit. You guys had a great start, but it's good to see the boys just hold on.
We just won by 100 on the weekend, but anyway.
Well, Benny Graham and Bont just struggling in our fantasy league, Sip and Guinea flying. I've got 2 takes here that are pretty important, but what they did to Derrick Henry was really positive. So anyone that's going to have a play against Cleveland, don't really go too hard on Josh Jacobs, I don't think, this week, because what they did to Derrick Henry was really solid. I think Cincinnati, they were in the game there. They lost by 1 in week 1. And the other one is, I reckon their O-line's sneaky good. So Judkins is a player. Keep your eyes on him. If you're in your waivers and you have an opportunity to pick someone up, I'd be grabbing him, because I think he is, they spent first round capital on him, second round, whatever it was. He's in the 30s from memory, and he's a really good running back. And I think what I saw on the weekend, 10 carries, 61 yards, he can catch the ball. He is going to be impressive. So that's where I'll start there. But on the other side of the ball, I don't know whether I'm going to go best bets or not. It could be a bit too risky, but I will be having a play, is Golden. Okay? Golden has, Matthew Golden's his rookie wide receiver, and we've seen what your man from the Bucks is doing. This guy's been missed on a couple of routes, and he had 0 catches last week, and everyone's taking a piss out of him because that's his number that he wears on his back. It said 0 and then his name catches, right? And I know that if you can't really run the ball, you're going to have to scheme something up, and they're going to want to get him involved. He's a young wide receiver. He's a superstar, this first rounder. So this week, Matthew Golden, expect him to not only score, but I think he'll just be dominant with, targets, and I think you'll see him on full display. And, Lamar cut him up in the secondary last week. So I'm really excited to see Matthew Golden in this matchup. And also, that young rookie Judkins for the Cleveland at running back.
Beautiful, Tommy.
Packers for me. Let's go Colts at Titans. You talk about this game, and I'll get a little stat up about this O-line and how tough it's.
Well, I think I've said my fair share about the Colts, to be honest, and right now what they've been able to do, it's incredible to watch. They are really playing some impressive football right now, and Tennessee have obviously been in the fight a little bit, but they are giving up some serious yards right now on the offense. And that's quite impressive. Colts are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in either of their first 2 games in a season. Unbelievable. I love that. Love that. And I know that's coming from me who used to do it, but that's still pretty impressive to be able to do that. And they have got some things going, and I love that even more.
Read it out.
And I'm very, very happy man right now. And the facts are is that Daniel Jones is 2-0. And the New York Giants are 0-2. I can't complain. So it's a beautiful thing that we're dealing with here. Anyway, I'll move back on to what the game is going to provide. And it's simple as this. Jonathan Taylor is going to run the ball down that Titans defense, and he will be able to run for probably 100 yards and score a touchdown because right now the Titans haven't been able to stop anything in terms of the run game. And arguably Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league right now. Unstoppable, and that's the way that I see it.
I like it. I'm just looking at when you say that, why are you so confident? Are you going off the Rams last week or the week before? You just think their O-line's just going to dominate?
I just think the O-line is just in such a good spot right now, and they've got multiple guys that are flying around the field, and Jonathan Taylor is an absolute monster. And the other part to it right now, if I get all my stats up and have a look on this beautiful website that I'm on right now, and it's got to do with the Tennessee Titans and their run defense, which has been non-existent over the 2 games. So if you look at it right now, as I get it up, rushing yards against right now, the Tennessee Titans are giving up 150 yards per game.
Wow.
So they're quite large numbers right now. That's got them sitting in 4th last over the 2 games. And I just think if you're going up against that and you're unable to stop something like that right now, then Jonathan Taylor is just the money man to be able to continue that and make Tennessee Titans day a living hell.
Let's go to Cam Ward, the rookie quarterback for the Titans. Number 1 pick. Week 1, sacked 6 times, and then in week 2, sacked 5 times. It's tough work for the great man. And what it's resulted in, he's had 112 passing yards, 0 touchdowns in week 1. And then week 2, he's gone 175, 1 tud, 5 sacks. Like, his O-line is giving him nothing. But if you watch the game and you saw one of the touchdown passes he made, you go, oh my God. So Titans fans and everyone that's a bit harsh on him, just know that it's not his fault. He's actually doing a lot right. We know week 1, a lot of his wide receivers dropped balls. They're a little bit better this week. I've got another stat on the Colts, but yeah, it starts with Colts, had 0 punts and 0 turnovers. Daniel Jones, 2 from 2. Peyton Manning, 1 from 227.
Yeah.
2 from 2 versus 1 over 227. So this is an impressive start. And Danny Dimes deserves his flowers. Look, this is an easy one for me. Yep. Colts, run the ball downhill. They're $1.53, Sip.
Happy days.
$1.53.
Yeah.
I think it's my best bet of the week. I can't. They're on the road. They're at Nashville. Why would? What am I missing here?
I don't know. I don't actually know, to be honest.
That's
I'm
ridiculous.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
That'll be my best bet of the week. I'll just give you the heads up because if they lost that, then I don't know how. But let's keep moving. But like you said, the tight end Warren, he's at 155 yards already in 2 weeks. This is going to be a fun one. You know why?
What was that?
Because both backup quarterbacks are starting. It's the Bengals at the Vikings.
Amazing.
And I don't know where I'm going to go, but you can start.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is that Vikings have a better defense. That's the only thing I can kind of go with, and maybe that puts him in good stead. I do not know what we're going to get from Carson Wentz. Browning showed a little bit. Can he protect the ball and look after the ball a little bit more? Hopefully. It helps when you got Jamar Chase on your team, that's for sure. He had an unbelievable game. So, everyone's talking about, Jamar hasn't got his, QB, Well, he actually put up over 100 yards when Browning was on. So I don't think there's going to be any issue with that. He's obviously coming up a much harder defense. But the reality is the Falcons were able to find a way. And I think the Vikings, they look like they're maybe just slightly the better team on paper, so I might have to lean towards them. Mason's now going to be the starting running back. Jones is out injured, so there's a bit more of like that grunt instead of outside run. I think at home, I'm just going to lean towards Minnesota. Maybe a slightly more experienced quarterback. Defense is probably a little bit better. That's the way I'm going to look at it.
I like it, mate. I'm just looking at last week's numbers, and I thought I thought he spread the ball a lot, Trevor Lawrence, against the Bengals. So it's hard to get a good grasp on who's going to score and who's going to be damaging. For the Vikings, I think Mason's the obvious one. Carson Wentz, first game back. Look, it's a tough one to really watch, but Jamar Chase is going to get all the ball.
Yep.
Higgins is there as an outlet. Pretty simple.
Go on, nuts here.
Turn the volume down there, kid. Sip's got he's just got some tunes playing. The big fella.
Tunes going on here. My apologies.
I'm going to tip the Vikings on defense.
Yep.
And I know people might go, what are you talking about? I just think, like you said, Brownie, he did turn the ball over 3 times and he wasn't on for the whole game.
No.
And I think that this Brian Flores, his defense and his scheme, I reckon he can catch him off guard a little bit. They know they need to really smother Jamar Chase. Still think Chase can go big, but Mason Tutty as well, I like. All right, Sip, let's go to another game that's going to be a pretty strong defense. It's going to be Steelers at Patriots, Gillette Stadium. Talk to me. What do you like in this one?
Oh, I think very similar to obviously the game that we spoke about, before with the Bengals and the Vikings. I just think the Steelers, mind you, they're giving up an absolute truckload right now for a defense that's meant to be right up there in the competition. But I think right now, I'm going to lean towards the Steelers. I think they had an ugly game on the weekend, couldn't get anything going. Seahawks played some really good football and a massive mistake that I have no idea what was going on with that rookie kickoff returner that somehow just left the ball in the end zone and they scored a touchdown from it. And that just was mind-boggling and just destroyed the rest of the day for the Steelers, I should say.
Caleb Johnson for anyone out there.
They will bounce. I think they'll bounce back. I know that they're on the road against the Patriots, but they're the better team on paper, I believe. I think they'll smother Drake a little bit more. The run game, I still think they'll be able to, kind of fix up a little bit and get right. And I see the Steelers being able to come in and be able to execute this one.
Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers did to me all last year. I'm tipping against the Steelers every single week.
Oh, here we go.
And I got 240 for the Seattle Seahawks last week. I'm telling you, man, I don't think he's, once they play from behind, I'm just not that confident. I thought his week 1 performance was special. We'll see how we go. Jalen Warren is someone that I'm very proud to announce that we picked up in the 8th or 9th round. He's not doing it with his, he is with his legs, but he's actually not doing it by the rush. It's by the receive. He had 86 receiving yards and a 65-yard reception, which is enormous. But he's I
do remember Tommy doubting me during our little preseason gig, and I put him up there as a little bit of a gem. He ends up taking him, and now he's coming out here and giving me, what's going on here.
I backed you in. That's what I did. I backed you in, and I'm now sitting at the top of the table.
Day, and then he had to rethink his situation and realize, maybe Sip's right. I don't know.
I definitely backed you in. I backed you in for sure.
No, I love it. He has been quite influential and had some big numbers on the weekend.
I'd like to revisit that. I've been wrong many a times, but I reckon I've been right there. I've got nothing for you except for last week in the slot, Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith-Njigba, they sliced them. So they had 10 targets and 9 targets. So
they need to figure something out there for sure.
103 yards to Smith-Njigba and Cooper Kupp, 90 yards. They are just giving, and then they gave up 101 to Kenneth Walker, who's back, by the way. People doubted him. Good to see. And had a Tad Charbonnet back to where you belong. 15 carries for 10 yards, please.
Thank you.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Good to see Kenneth Walker going 8.1 yards per carry. Yes. I just thought they gave up everything, the Steelers, and I'm not going to, how you say they're going to turn it around. They got a great defense. You can't say that till you see it. And at the moment, the Jets, who are putrid on offense on the weekend, sliced them. Yeah. And then Seattle sliced them. Yep. So this week, Patriots,
good chance.
I'm looking at Diggs. He hasn't done much yet, but I'm looking at Diggs. And Stevenson's been the main man. So will he keep it going? I'm going to actually lean Patriots at home. I'll probably lean there 1-14 or something like that. I think it's a really good play.
Yeah.
Because it's at home.
Yep.
But in saying that, I don't really like a lot. Sip.
Yep. No, I agree with you there. Happy to leave it right there and move on.
Let's move on to Rams at Eagles. This is a blockbuster. I'm looking forward to this one.
Divisional game rematch from last year, and this is a very, very big game.
And I tell you what, the Rams went close.
They did.
They surprised a lot of people.
They had the 2-minute drill and they were ready to get down there, and they were 20 yards away from making it to an NFC Championship game. So it's this has got a big game written up, and I'm very, very excited about this one. Both offenses are, well, I shouldn't say, probably not about Philly. I shouldn't say that. the Rams offense got going, particularly last week. It was very, very impressive. Devontae Adams doing his thing. It was an absolute machine. Kyron Williams seemed to be getting going. And I just think this is a big, big matchup that could have a little bit of repercussions when it comes to the busy end of the year.
How good is it when wide receiver 1, 2, and RB1 all score and play well? You know, like
it's the best.
It'd just be great to see that every week instead of like Lamar throwing it to the random blokes. You just don't know, like where's Bateman, where's Andrews, like, all these guys. This is going to be fascinating. I think I'd love to see Philly behind so we can get AJ Brown into the game.
I agree.
But you had a stat on Rams, didn't you say they're allowing bugger all on offense?
They're allowing
Defense.
bugger all. It's like 140 yards in the air and 80, 90 yards on the ground. They've been absolutely quite stout on the defensive side of the ball. And yes, they played Tennessee last week. Yes, they're a learning curve. They're working on a few things. Yep, I understand that, but you're still going to be able to produce those numbers. And they've been quite strong, but. This time last year, they did play each other, and Saquon Barkley had an absolute field day. 200 plus yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. It was a big day. So they will be wanting to rectify that and make sure they get that right. But I think the Eagles at home are just tough to beat, and I'll lean towards that. But I'm really hoping that they can get their offense going. Because they definitely need to.
AJ Brown still had 8 targets last week, just for his lonesome 29 yards or whatever it was. Yeah, man, I've got my eyes on the main players in this one. I'm going to put all your stats aside and pray for a high-scoring type of operation. The weather looks good from what I'm seeing. Puka's the main man, and when I think about, because I think Mitchell will probably go to Adams. But last week, if Adams hadn't have scored, he would have been maybe not this week, but then he was getting peppered. It was like it was a bit like Aaron
targets,
mate. In the red zone, it was just like, where is he? He just kept throwing it to him. They just couldn't get it done, and then they finally got a tud, and they wanted that. And I love that. I love how they and that's what I think. That's what I think with Golden. I think they have to force one to him. 1-on-1, back him in. But it was just good to see. And Stafford's clearly he's just got 2 receivers that he loves.
Yeah.
And he's got his running back, and they just find them. So
it's amazing.
I hope that Philly can get that, because last week I don't even know how this works, but he's only had the 22 pass attempts. The scores were so low. It was so like his completion rate was pretty good, 15 from 22. Saquon had 22 attempts. He only went 4 yards per carry, but it was just kind of like a clinical win, boring win. So hopefully it's not boring this week. I don't know. Look, the tip will have to go. I'll have to stay with Philly, just because of what it is, but. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing the Rams. I wouldn't mind seeing the Rams get it done.
No, I wouldn't mind it. I'd be happy to, honestly.
So
I just think
Saquon Barkley's your best bet in this one?
I think Saquon is, he's proven that the Rams are his little bit of his guinea pig right now. And I think that's the way I'm going to be leaning.
I'm telling you guys, you get a feeling in this game, and I've been feeling pretty good. AJ Brown's going to get a deep ball in this one. Just hear me out. If you get pumped by one thing, which is Saquon Barkley, you'll stack in the box.
Yeah.
So this week, punters, everyone that loves fantasy, load up, because AJ Brown deep ball, you can pencil it in. I know it's a bit of a punt for you.
Gee, I hope so.
But the targets are there.
They are.
I can see it. It's a set play. They've got to get him involved more, and it's going to happen. So just look out for that one. Harrow, clip that up because I'm that confident. Let's move on. Jets at Bucks. Jets quarterback unknown as we record on a Wednesday afternoon.
Not too sure.
Bucks clinical. And Mikey Evans, mate, Stingley Jr., one of the best corners in the comp. And I was playing, I needed Evans not to do too much.
Yes.
And one more catch, I lose fantasy, right? And Baker does not care. He's just peppering him and he's lacing him out.
Yeah.
And I just thought, Mike Evans,
pretty good to watch.
I don't think he's scored a touchdown yet. I know it's not the greatest matchup. I think he'll find him because he just wants to find him.
Yep.
And
the trust in him right now is just incredible.
And the Bucks run D, it's traditionally very good.
Yep.
Breece Hall, he didn't get a chance last week. They were down by so much. But I love anyone that plays wide receiver against the Bucks. I feel like you can exploit them. Stroud just couldn't get around the bloody, Hassan Reddick and the boys just eating him up. So I just thought they've got a bit of a better O-line. And I reckon whoever plays quarterback, look for, Garrett Wilson in this contest. I think he'll get peppered. But I'm going to have to lean the Bucks again at home. But I think it'll be closer than everyone thinks.
You think so?
When you get smashed like that, I like the coach they've got. I don't think
his mentality is definitely on the right side for sure.
Expect a close game. So I'll be staying away from head to head. But Bucks at home, the way they're playing. Baker, Baker's playing. Is he, question for you. Is Baker Mayfield top 5 quarterback in the league, Sip? Yes or no?
Stats wise, he is. But I don't think he's top 5.
Are you sitting on the fence?
No, I don't think he's top 5.
Okay. Well, let us know what you think if he's top 5. I'd love to know. I don't think
he's top 5. He's pushing there, though. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's there just yet.
All right.
I'm leaning towards Buck Irving. That's who I'm looking at. The Jets haven't been able to stop the run too well so far. 2 games that they've played, big running numbers. James Cook was completely cooking last week, and Buck Irving is playing some really good ball right now, and they trust him with everything. He put up some really good numbers again last week against a pretty strong Houston defense, and that is the guy that I'm going to be leaning towards. You might see him feature a little bit later for me. That's how confident I am that he's going to have a significant impact on this game because he is on fire right now and looking very, very good.
I love it, Sip. I love it. And let's keep moving on. That's probably one of the easier kind of bets, isn't it, from what you saw last week? So. He should be able to just – and he's a great back.
Yeah, great back. I mean, it's always good when they got guys that backs that can receive the ball too, but just break lines and see the gap and just absolutely smash it through. It's exciting to see, and he's a star.
He's a star. Let's go to Raiders at Commanders. We don't really know what's going to happen here at quarterback. And Geno Smith –
I tell you about not knowing stuff at quarterback right now. Geno Smith needs to sort his shit out. That's what needs to happen.
Well, Tom Brady in the box, your Nussie gets a bit tired, I think.
Oh, my goodness me. It must be hard to watch the greatest of all time and seeing that kind of production. It's just, tough.
Didn't complete one pass over 10 yards. And as a viewer, that's hard to see. I think Myers got one under 10, but then, what do you call it? Yards after catch.
Yeah. It's I'm probably being a little bit harsh because he still put up 542 yards. He had a big game in week 1. Like he did drop 360, but last week was incredibly tough to watch. He had no time, scrambling everywhere, throwing balls fucking like there was no tomorrow into the end zone with 3 Chargers defenders there, and it just looked really, really ugly. So hopefully he gets a bounce back, but Commanders D is low-key been pretty good in the 2 weeks so far. So I don't think it's going to get any easier for him. It depends off if Jaden Daniel plays, really. That's what it comes down to. If he does play, I think they win this actually pretty comfortably. If he doesn't, well, then it brings it in a little bit closer.
Brock Bowers would have to be licking his lips. Tucker Kraft went for 124 and a tud against Washington last week, and he's one of the best tight ends in the game. I think it's an easier play, early on. If you're nervous, you're just going to throw a couple of easy ones to your tight end and get him and Myers going. But if they're playing from behind, I really like Brock Bowers in this game.
Good call.
Hopefully Daniels is playing. But the guy that's missing is Scary Terry.
Yeah.
So if
you've got to find a way to get him involved.
If you saw the game, did you see the deep ball to Johnson from Chargers?
Yes.
So if Daniels is playing, expect it. Yeah. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. He'll get one. So if Daniels plays, Terry McLaurin, look out.
And the last 2 games, they've done that for sure. Like, they just haven't been able to connect yet. But Scary's been open on a couple of occasions for the deep ball and hasn't been there. So I reckon that's a great take.
This is a good game, this one, and pretty important game. Yep. Let's the last game at 3 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for those getting up for Red Zone. Geez, Red Zone's been good, by the way. I feel like after Red Zone, the games have been slow. Yeah. Prime time this week was a bit average. Yeah. But Red Zone's been unbelievable.
Love it. Yeah.
Texans
well worth it.
At Jaguars.
This is big. Yeah, I think this is bigger, particularly for the Texans. They have to win this game.
0-2.
0-2. They've lost a division game already. Like they need to fire. They need to fire a shot.
There's an alarming footage from Brian Thomas. It was one of those ones a lot of ducking their head, didn't want to brace the. I understand there's a few hospital balls and a few business decisions, but it was what you would call soft. And I wonder, because he's the best wide receiver, right? Yeah. I wonder, does that mean the offensive coordinator doesn't call his name as much this week? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I'm waiting for a Travis Hunter tutty and I'm waiting for a Brian Thomas tutty. And I think there's elements of maybe that he doesn't want to play in the middle of the field, because if you see this footage we saw, there's 5 clips where he didn't even jump for the ball. Yeah.
Wasn't once. Yeah. So that's the very nervous part about it. So who does Lawrence rely on now to be able to score and throw those balls to? And Hunter's obviously there, but he played double the snaps on defense
He needs
on
to
the
get
weekend.
off defense.
So
Hunter needs to get off defense.
They have to make a decision there in my eyes. Pick a side that he needs to go to. Let him work on that craft and become a star in that one spot and let him do his thing. So
I've got one for you because Stingley Jr. is one of the best corners. He'll go to Thomas. I think you're going to have to look at Deami Brown or the man we just mentioned.
A couple of sodas as well.
Yeah, Deami Brown or Travis Hunter. This is, if you're going to draw up a scheme, this is the week. I think you can get a deep ball. I think they get a good matchup.
The other one I'm looking at right now is Nico Collins. Like, Jamar Chase had an absolute field day last week against that secondary, and I just think the same can continue. I think CJ Stroud finds a way. I think the O-line can do enough, and I think Nico Collins could be in for a monster game.
I like Texans here, man.
Yeah, I like the Texans too.
They're
they need to respond.
They
need to respond, but I like that. I think you need to start something, and this is a good one to be able to get going. Yep.
I think their defense is strong. Their offense hasn't clicked, and it can click against this defense. Yep. And with Stingley Jr. going to Brian Thomas, I think they can cause a few dramas. Yep. I think Trev will have to use his legs as well. ETN's the one.
Yep.
How'd they go against the run last week? Bucky Irving, they got it done, didn't they?
They did.
So ETN's the one as well. He'll probably get going.
He started very well too. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm in 3 leagues. How many leagues are you in fantasy?
4.
In one of my leagues, ETN was dropped to waivers after the draft, and I just picked him up. I screenshot it every week. He's gone 18 and 20.
That's actually mind blowing. I know he wasn't playing that good. Like he
top
didn't have
5 running
season,
back in 2023.
You don't drop him.
Dropped him.
Oh, idiot.
Love it. Move on. Name. We'll move on. He'll be listening. I said you're on fraud watch, mate. I talked to him a lot about NFL. I think you're on fraud watch. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
That is excellent. Love that.
All right, let's keep moving. It's about 5 games to go. Let's charge through. Broncos at the Chargers. This is going to be elite to watch. Zip, you talk about it, and I'll get a graphic up that I screenshot about these defenses in a second.
Well, I'll tell you what, the passing game right now for the Chargers is on absolute fire. Hasn't he got weapons everywhere, and it's so exciting to watch. I know they did not put up points as much as like the last week's game, but geez, it's fun to watch Lad McConkey. Geez, it's fun to watch Keenan Allen, and then Jesus, what good to watch Quentin Johnson get after.
Johnson.
Oh my goodness,
he's on fire.
Oh, it's unreal. He's a genuine threat down in the deep on the deep ball, and we know what Herbert can do. He's an absolute star. It's so exciting to watch. He's been on fire. 560 yards and 5 touchdowns. What a start. Excellent. Making a statement early. They needed to. This is the team that was going to make a charge with the other team they're up against right now for the AFC West, and the Chargers have responded in the perfect way right now. They get their first game at home against a defense that has probably not lifted to the standards right now of what they were expecting. And the Chargers look in a great spot right now. They look phenomenal.
This is a big game for my future.
Yep.
I said the Chiefs wouldn't win the division, and both of these coaches, one of them to win Coach of the Year.
Yep, right,
I kind of want Chargers to win. I'm going to go for the Chargers. I can't trust Bo Nix, and I actually like that Bo Nix is going up against a defense that's allowed 0 touchdowns in the first half. That is strong, and I reckon they would love what they've seen on tape so far.
Did you see how fast they were flying around the field there? Darwin James is an absolute star.
First play
pick. My goodness me.
First play pick, and to be honest, I thought
so good.
The first play pick, I thought I didn't even see it on TV.
Yep.
How quick did he come up from the safety?
And the fact that you've got Khalil Mack's obviously a big injury, but the fact that you didn't actually have him for most of that game and you still only got 9 points against you is pretty darn impressive. So they're heading in the right direction. I like them a lot.
I'm chasing a touchdown from the slot receiver from the Chargers. I'll be following up. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
I know you're talking about. Little lad. I know
the
you're
lad
talking
McConkey.
about. Yep.
He's due, and he looks good. And he didn't get used last week. It was like he was a decoy.
But he still put up like 60 yards.
Yeah, 50-something. But he was...
That's still pretty decent, though, for a guy that's not getting used.
But
normally he did get missed, though, on a deep ball. Wide open.
Hurt me.
65-yard tutty for sure if Herbert saw him. And then you would be looking like, oh, well... Here he is again.
It's coming this week. Who does Satan go to?
He'll probably have to go to Johnson.
Yeah.
I think so.
So Johnson, bad matchup this week.
I think Johnson's probably the one, so probably leave him out. Keenan's been really good. He seems like to have slotted straight back in, to be honest, and it's been good to watch.
Can we talk about Keenan's shoulders? Have you seen that the photo's gone viral?
No, I haven't seen it. What is
his
it?
AC joints are cooked. They're that elevated. Have you seen it, Harrow?
What's this?
Oh, Harrow's asleep at the wheel. Harrow's asleep. Keenan Allen's AC joints, the photos are going
I saw
viral.
them. I saw there's like a video of it as well.
Can we pop that up for everyone watching on YouTube? That is crazy. All right, I'm going to go Chargers, and I'm going to be looking for the lad. You?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you with the Chargers for sure. And I think, obviously, I think they need to work on the rushing game, but the Recs are good.
We're going to fly through the last few games because it's been a longer program. Saints at Seahawks. Saints, I said, wouldn't win a game all year at the start of the year. I'm going to lean to the Seahawks. And there's a guy called Jackson Smith-Njigba who is due for a tud. He is a workhorse. He's had 227 yards receiving. Even your man, Cooper Kupp, who let us down in week 1 with just all he needed was 45 yards. Well, he come out and put 90 yards up last week, but I just think this will be easy. And Walker getting going in the run game.
Very good.
I thought the Saints have been pretty good. Kamara's been pretty impressive, but Juwan Johnson, the tight end for the Saints, if you need a tight end, you probably should go get him because they play from behind and there's a bit of a nice relationship there with Rattler. So that's the only guy that's been going pretty well you can trust. But I'm looking for a Jackson Smith-Njigba touchdown and Seattle comfortably here for me. Sip.
I'm just going to go with Kamara receiving. I think with what Warren did last week against the Seahawks defense from a receiving point of view running back, I'd be looking for Kamara there for receiving yards. I'm just going to leave it at that. Seahawks win.
Love it. This one's a bit of juice. So anyone out there that wants to play, this is the one. And I think this will be the game that I'll have my eyes on in the second window. Cowboys at the Bears. The Bears are struggling on defense. CeeDee Lamb owes me a tud.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they haven't really got any deep balls yet.
Mm-hmm.
The run game's working. Dak Prescott looks really good at quarterback. And the Bears, their offense, I hope improves. You just saw what Neighbors and Russ and Wan'Dale Robinson were able to do. I just think this could be points. This could be entertaining, and you get $1.85 for the Cowboys, or the Cowgirls, as Sip would like to say. And the Chicago Bears, $1.95. I can't trust the Bears yet, but it is at home. I'm going to go the Dallas Cowboys. I expect CeeDee Lamb to score, and I'm going to be all eyes on DJ Moore. My man, DJ Moore. You get a good matchup here. They need to find him. I expect DJ Moore, and they've spent a lot of draft capital on Loveland, and where are they? They haven't used them in the offense, so I'd like to see a little bit more there. Sip, take it away.
I'm leaning towards the Cowboys for sure. What an entertaining game it was last week. Their offense got going, which was exciting to see. You may have taken away a little best bet of mine that I'm going to speak about a little bit later on, but all signs lead to CD Lamb having an absolute field day. They've just lost their best cornerback, the Chicago Bears, so that is damage control for them. And when you're coming up against one of the best wide receivers in the game, it could be a long day for you. And honestly, the Bears haven't been able to stop the run either. And Javonte Williams right now coming across has been a huge, huge addition to that offense. So I think it's just going to be all systems go for the Cowboys. I think they get in there. I actually think $1.85 is actually money for jam, to be honest, because I think the Cowboys go in there and make it relatively easy, and CD Lamb has a field day. So good luck with that.
The only thing I'll say is there's a defense you want to go up against. I think Giants put up how many? 37 points.
No, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. There's no doubt in my mind. But
for them to get going,
I just think that they'll get Bland back on the defensive side of the ball there, and I think that makes it harder for the Bears to really get going.
Love it. Cardinals at 49ers. This is a really important game because both teams are 2-0, and the Cards have been pretty strong to start the season. We know how banged up the 49ers have been. It is at home. All their main guys have been pretty impressive. Pearsall 164 yards in the first 2 weeks. McCaffrey's been pretty solid. You'd be happy with him if you did take him. I reckon he's a pass mark so far. Jennings got a tud on the weekend, but I think your man McBride finds himself. I know we talk about McBride all the lot. He could be in our little Stewie Jew touchdown list that we were talking about. But the last week, Juwan Johnson really went to work against the 49ers. So I just don't know who I'm going to tip. I can't really trust the Cardinals just yet, but they have been solid. I like their defense as well. I want to ask you, who wins?
Well, I'm leaning towards the 49ers. I'm just going to go with the better experienced team and the guys that have got the tickets on the board, and that's the 49ers. The Cardinals, yep, they're 2-0, but we've got to realize that they've played the Panthers and they've played the Saints. So I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt right now, and I'm going to lean towards the 49ers to get it done.
Love it. I'm actually going to go against you. I think I'm feeling Cards.
All right.
I reckon I like the Cards. 215 they get given you. Obviously, the bookies know here at PointsBet that it's a 50-50 almost, maybe 60-40. I don't know what it is with 49ers, but I'm kind of cheering against them because I like Seattle.
Yep.
And Seattle being a little bit lower in that division.
That's
By the way,
fair
have you seen that division?
It's tight.
7 and 8.
Yeah.
7 wins, 1 loss in that division. So
They're on fire, really.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this
two
week.
losses.
Right, this game, prime time, 2 to go.
Whee!
But Chiefs at Giants. I don't know what is there an upset brewing? Can we say the Chiefs go 0-3 against the Giants?
There could be.
Wow.
There could be.
Tipping the Giants?
Yeah, I'm not going to tip them, but I could see the upset occurring for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. I am going to still lean towards the Chiefs because they obviously do need to take a scalp. The Giants, could it be this week? I honestly can definitely see it, but. Like the Chiefs defense is certainly a lot better than the Dallas Cowboys defense, and I think that makes the difference here. You might see Russell just scrambling a little bit more towards what he had with Week 1, a little bit more pressure. The cornerbacks are way better, in the Chiefs there with McDuffie. So Neighbours might find himself a little bit harder, but he's a star. He'll find a way. But the reality is right now is that the Giants' defense is the worst in the league, stats-wise. They're giving up 430 yards on defense, and this is a team that's loaded up on the defensive side of the ball. So we need to obviously, this could be the game that also the Chiefs may actually find a way to get themselves going again. And that's where I'm probably still leaning towards for sure.
Yeah, I can't go against Patty Mahomes just yet. Both teams 0-2 though, so it's pretty important.
It is a big game. This is very, very important.
I just love the Giants' offensive tackle, James Hudson. He was penalised 4 times on one possession, but on one possession. So it was a 15-yard unnecessary roughness, 5-yard false start, 15-yard unnecessary roughness, and a 5-yard false start. And then he got dragged and sprayed the coach going, "What are you talking? You're taking me out of the game."
Unreal.
And lost his shit. I think Winston on the sidelines said, "Calm down, brother. Calm down."
He did take down.
I like Wandale Robinson in this one. He's a sneaky play, but he's got some, I think Russell Wilson really likes him.
Yep.
And I think this week, Hollywood Brown will get an easier matchup. So they're the two that scream out, but I'll be going the Chiefs.
Yep.
It's not going to be a fun one to watch,
No,
I don't
know
think.
if it will be, yeah. I don't know if it will be.
Tell you what'll be fun. Prime time game, everybody. Here we go. Let's lift our energy as we close the show. It's the Lions at the Ravens. Monday Night Football, Tuesday, 10:15 Australian Eastern Standard. And this has just got so much entertainment. High scoring is what we want.
Could be high scoring.
I hope it's not like the Bills, though, the ending.
Not that quite, but yeah.
How many touchdowns are you going to predict in this one?
For each team?
Nah,
or
all up, just combined.
totals?
Yeah.
Totals, tutties?
9, 10. I hope there's 12. But I'm going to predict 9.
Love it.
4 and 5, Ravens for me, and I can see Amon Ra absolutely exploding.
Yep.
I feel like the Ravens do give up a bit in the secondary.
Yep.
And I also think that Bateman can bounce back. He was like nowhere last week, but I feel like they can draw some stuff up. He's got the second most target share based off the sheets that, man, you look at. Flowers is clearly the one. But I wonder if they can get Bateman involved more. Lamar with his legs. Derrick Henry, does he use his legs? Oh, man, it was a bit of a concern seeing Derrick Henry not eat it up last week. He's still averaging about, I don't know.
When you get the hot hand, though, with what Lamar was able to do, it can maybe make sense as well. But I think they come up with some schemes there to really get him involved, and I think he bounces back. I know you may not agree with that, but you can't keep the king down for too long, and they will respond, and he will definitely respond. Me
and Sim have cooked up some specials for this one, a Monday night special. So I've got my one that I put in, which is Ravens 1-14. Both quarterbacks to combine for 5 passing TDs and 600 scrimmage yards. So if Lamar goes for 80, with his legs, then all we need is 520 passing yards combined. You get $13 for that one. But this one, St. Brown and Bateman combined for 150 scrimmage yards and 2 tuds, $17 sip. There's a couple specials. We'll put up a safer play closer to the date once we see everything that's going on. Just a quick prediction from you, mate.
Oh, look, I think the Ravens at home are going to be too good. It was great to see the Lions offense get going. They'll come up against a better Ravens team, and I think they'll be too good in the end at home.
Love it. I like the Ravens as well. I think they can put Goff under a little bit more pressure. But looking forward to that one. Fireworks. Well, that's all we've got, Sip. It's going to be a big week.
Yes,
2 weeks down. Just a little heads up. Keep your tips coming and all that. We're going to start the Survivor Series, I think, week 4 or 5. So everyone's been messaging us about when are you doing that again. We're going to do it. We're just going to wait for a few weeks. That way you guys can survive further than week 1 like last year. But thank you so much for your support, and I hope you enjoy our next show, The Best Bets, right here. We're obviously powered by PointsBet, the Aces NFL show. Sip, thanks for your time and all your insights. And looking forward to just seeing my name just climb above yours in the fantasy books again this week. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you same time next week. Cheers.
Big game, Savo. What do we like?
Me? I like something a little hot.
Hot. Aren't you cold in there?
Not with the fire flavor of PointsBet. It's like hot sauce, but for sport. Kick's different. Makes the game extra spicy.
Shotgun couch.
Now that's coming in hot.
Fire up your NFL season with PointsBet. Yeah, that's built different. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.